Close your eyes. Picture Jesus, maybe long hair, pale skin, and a gentle face. But what if everything you imagined was shaped more by art than by history? Today, we will uncover what the real Jesus likely looked like, based on archaeology, culture, and the Bible's silence. Welcome back to the channel. If you love curiosity-driven deep dives into history, faith, and mystery, you're in the right place. Today's question is simple but profound. What did Jesus actually look like? Let's explore the evidence and why it matters. Here's the twist. The New Testament never describes Jesus' physical appearance. No height, no hair color, no eye color. One clue, Isaiah chapter 53 verse 2 says, "The Messiah would have no beauty or majesty to attract us to him." In other words, Jesus likely looked ordinary. So ordinary that Judas had to identify him with a kiss in the Garden of Gethsemane. The Bible emphasizes inner character over outward appearance. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. For the first 200 years after Jesus' death, early Christians avoided depicting him directly. When images finally appeared in Roman catacombs and house churches, Jesus was often shown as a young, clean-shaven man with short, curly hair. By the 4th–6th centuries, the bearded, long-haired priest Pantocrator emerged in Byzantine art. This became the iconic image we recognize today. But these were not portraits. They were theological statements, showing Jesus as divine ruler and eternal judge. So, what would a first-century Jewish man from Galilee actually look like? Archaeologists and forensic anthropologists have studied ancient skeletons from the region. The evidence points to olive to honey brown skin, dark brown or black hair, brown eyes, a broad face with a wide nose, short hair, and a trimmed beard. Average height, around 5 feet 1 inch, about 1.65 meters. In short, Jesus likely looked like a typical Middle Eastern laborer of his time, sun-weathered, strong from manual work, and unremarkable in a crowd. Then why do we picture Jesus as pale, with long hair and blue eyes? Because art reflects culture. In Europe, Renaissance painters depicted Jesus in their own image. But across the world, Jesus has been imagined in every culture's likeness. The most famous modern image, Warner Sallman's 1940 Head of Christ, was modeled on a Northern European man and became the default in American churches and Bibles. From Ethiopia to Japan, every culture sees Jesus as one of their own. Knowing Jesus' likely appearance does not change his message, but it changes how we picture the incarnation. He was not a distant, ethereal figure. He was a real flesh-and-blood human, a Middle Eastern Jewish man, born in a small village, working with his hands, walking dusty roads. Isaiah's prophecy makes sense. The Messiah came in humility, without royal looks or status, The scandal of the Incarnation is that God became one of the least. Paul even argued that long hair on men was disgraceful, suggesting Jesus likely kept his hair short, as was the custom for Jewish men. So, what did Jesus look like? Probably like a first-century Galilean Jew, olive brown skin, dark hair, brown eyes, and a short beard. But more importantly, he looked like someone who could walk into any crowd and be unnoticed. The Bible is probably silent about the exact physical description of Jesus because God wanted us to worship him in spirit and truth. John chapter 4, verses 23 to 24. But the hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth, for the Father is seeking such to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and truth. What do you think? Did this change how you picture Jesus? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more curious, faith-filled stories. Thanks for watching.